Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An essential structural component of living cells and source of energy for animals. Includes simple sugars with small molecules as well as macromolecular substances, or classified according to the number of monosaccharide groups they contain. Informal terms for money. Sweeten with sugar. Sugar your tea. A white crystalline carbohydrate used as a sweetener and preservative. An essential structural component of living cells and source of energy for animals. Includes simple sugars with small molecules as well as macromolecular substances, or classified according to the number of monosaccharide groups they contain. An essential structural component of living cells and source of energy for animals. Includes simple sugars with small molecules as well as macromolecular substances, or classified according to the number of monosaccharide groups they contain. Informal terms for money. A gambling card game in which chips are placed on the ace and king and queen and jack of separate suits, taken from a separate deck. A player plays the lowest card of a suit in his hand and successively higher cards are played until the sequence stops. The player who plays a card matching one in the layout wins all the chips on that card. Informal terms for money. Food made from dough of flour or meal and usually raised with yeast or baking powder and then baked. Cover with breadcrumbs. Bread the pork chops before frying them. Make off with belongings of others. Informal terms for money. Any of various types of cabbage. Any of various cultivars of the genus Brassica oleracea grown for their edible leaves or flowers. Informal terms for money. Informal terms for money. Informal terms for money. A flour mixture stiff enough to knead or roll. Informal terms for money. A hardy cabbage with coarse curly leaves that do not form a head. Informal terms for money. Coarse curly-leafed cabbage. Informal terms for money. Any of various plants of the genus Lactuca. Leaves of any of various plants of Lactuca sativa. Ice cream or water ice on a small wooden stick. In England, a popsicle is called an ice lolly. Informal terms for money. Goods or money obtained illegally. Informal terms for money. Take illegally, of intellectual property. Steal goods. Take as spoils. During the earthquake, people looted the stores that were deserted by their owners. The excess of revenues over outlays in a given period of time, including depreciation and other non-cash expenses. Informal terms for money. Informal terms for money. Informal terms for money. A line indicating the location of the start of a race or a game. A depression scratched or carved into a surface. Informal terms for money. Cause friction. My sweater scratches. An indication of damage. Carve, cut, or etch into a material or surface. The lovers scratched their names into the bark of the tree. Dry mash for poultry. Remove by erasing or crossing out or as if by drawing a line. Scratch that remark. A harsh noise made by scraping. An abraded area where the skin is torn or worn off. Scrape or rub as if to relieve itching. Don't scratch your insect bites. Gather money or other resources together over time. They scratched a meager living. Postpone indefinitely or annul something that was scheduled. Scratch that meeting. The chair is ill. Poor handwriting. Cut the surface of. Wear away the surface of. A competitor who has withdrawn from competition. Golf. A handicap of 0 strokes. A golfer who plays at scratch should be able to achieve par on a course. Informal terms for money. Informal terms for money. Informal terms for money. Small cylindrical beads made from polished shells and fashioned into strings or belts, used by certain Native American peoples as jewelry or currency. Sweeten with sugar. Convert into a simple soluble fermentable sugar by hydrolyzing a sugar derivative or complex carbohydrate. A white crystalline carbohydrate used as a sweetener and preservative. Any very large complex molecule, found only in plants and animals. Any very large complex molecule, found only in plants and animals. The most common medium of exchange, functions as legal tender. We tried to collect the money he owed us. The official currency issued by a government or national bank. He changed his money into francs. Wealth reckoned in terms of money. All his money is in real estate. Make sweeter in taste. Make sweeter in taste. Make sweeter in taste. Make sweeter in taste. Make sweeter, more pleasant, or more agreeable. Sweeten a deal. Anything that serves as an enticement. Something added to foods to make them taste sweeter.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.